Brothers and sisters, welcome to our today's program. Today, the 16th of October 2019. My name is Odon Bulamba. I want to spend some time with you talking about the situation, political, social, economical situation of the Democratic Republic of Congo. So for the next few minutes, we are going to talk about a few things, but I would like to invite you, first of all, to say that if this is your first time to watch us, we will invite you to join our YouTube channel of Leon Joleo. So please subscribe, and you can watch us anywhere you are. If you just click on that bell which is there, and then you can click on like at the end of our program. Once again, thank you for choosing us, and let us go straight away to the headlines of our news. So the construction work of the cultural and artistic center for the Central Africa has been inaugurated by Tshisekedi Chilombo. Then Tshisekedi visited the families which lost their members during this accident of Antonov 72. On the other side, we are going to look at the case of Flori Kabange Numbi, whom is the judge for the High Court, who said that during the elections in the Democratic Republic of Congo, some issues related to corruption were raised up about the members of the Senate and governors. So that issue to now, no one has been making a follow-up yet. So he's wondering what has been taking place there. Then we'll go to Butembo, where the governor of North Kivu visited Butembo. And there he was encouraging the youth to leave the Mai Mai groups and then join the army of the Democratic Republic of Congo, because peace is needed in the eastern part of the Congo. And according to the governor, he's blaming those young people who have been working for the Mai Mai movement to be the one who have been peace breakers. I will go through this topic and try to comment a little bit about that, because we believe that peace breakers in the eastern part of the Congo are not the Mai Mai, but instead are someone else. And finally, I'm going to talk about Tshisekedi Felix Chilombo, whom yesterday he was driving around the city of Kinshasa yesterday, and his car was secured by military cars in order to protect him. So his secure was really at higher level, to the point that people in the city were astonished and they were asking themselves what has been happening. So these are the points that I'm going to go through with you. So please be with me during this short time before we continue with our comment at the end. So to start this point, let me go to the first one, where I'm going to tell you that Mr. Felix Chilombo Tshisekedi was invited to this ceremony, inauguration ceremony, where he landed the first, the first stone during the resumption of the construction work of the Cultural and Artistic Center for the Central Africa. So the first stone was placed by Felix Chilombo. That was on Tuesday, the 15th of October 2019. It will be erected in the concession located between Triumphal Boulevard and the Avenues of Victory. So this is in the city town of Kasavubu, in front of the Parliament House of the Republic Democratic of Congo. The same site will also be used to build the National Institute of Art, which is known in French as the Institut National d'Art, INA, in short. Our second news will be now about Tshisekedi and his wife. They visited families of those who lost theirs during this crash of the Antonov 72. So, Tshisekedi went to comfort those families. And he didn't go by himself, but he took also his wife and several members surrounding him in order to go and recomfort those people. Although it has been said by many people that this airplane didn't crash, it's somehow like drama. Others have been saying, yes, it crashed, but that couldn't stop Tshisekedi to go ahead and recomfort those families. But the wonder is that to now, the government of Congo hasn't published yet, or hasn't officially yet, informed the population about the crash of that airplane. Is this really normal? We do not know. On our news, I mean, some people just, try to say, what Tshisekedi has been doing, it's not fair because he should be honest, he should be open and tell those families exactly where are theirs. If those people are alive, he should just inform them. They are alive because some people suspect that their airplane is actually not in the bush crashed, but it is actually in Congo. We do not know. We do not know. I will insist again, we do not know. And because we do not know, we keep saying that we do not know. Anyway, many other people believe that that was just a warning. The crash which took place was just a warning to Tshisekedi to let him know that you don't have to muck around anymore with us. So far, Tshisekedi have done more than 65 journeys in the space of almost 8 to 10 months. So he travels quite a lot. The other news that we are going to talk about is the one that this man who is known by the name of Numbi Flori Kabange. He's a High Court judge who complained a little bit, or a lot I should say, about the elections that took place in the DRC around the end of the year 2018. So somehow, there was also the election for the governors as well as for the members of the Senate. But it appeared that corruption was raised as one of the issues that the country, the Republic Democratic of Congo, faced. This case was taken to the High Court. But since then, nothing has been done so far. Tshisekedi said, the actual president of the Congo, he said and he promised to follow up and to take actions against those corruption schemes that took place during the elections. But a few days later, he changed his mind, he changed his decision because some type of investigation was done, and apparently those investigation proved that everything was okay. Now this judge of the High Court has been complaining. He's saying that, I read myself, I followed this case by close. I was really following it closely. And I've discovered that corruption took place. But so far, no one has lied the complaint or has lied that case to the hand of the court in order for the court to take a step or to make justice. I would say that we see the case, one of the cases in South Africa actually, where the president of South Africa, former President Jacob Zuma, as we are speaking now, he has been going through a trial. He has been standing up in front of the courthouse in order to be judged for some allegations with regard to corruption. He is the president of the country. former president. Why can such a good example be followed in the Democratic Republic of Congo? If those members of Senate, if the governors bribed people in order to be elected, that is not fair for the democracy, it's not fair for the nationals. Therefore, this judge also was saying, it's somehow shocking and it's so much disappointing to see that authorities or no one come forward with that case and say, this is a case, and for the court to do something with it. And as you know, once you steal the electorate, you steal the voices, you steal, those who voted, and you violate their right to vote, you have to remember that you have been committing suicide against democracy. Once voters will turn up, we are coming to vote, but someone will let them know that, no, you are coming to vote, but we have already chosen someone else. That is really, really a crime. And that shouldn't be accepted as such a simple thing. The government should do something. Let us go to Butembo, where the governor of North Kivu, Kasivita, during his public meeting yesterday, or on Tuesday the 15th, he said clearly that young people or the youth should pull out from the Mai Mai movement in order to be integrated or to be accepted to join the army of the Congo, because he believes that it will help for the peace process that has been going on around the country. Truly, the governor has a right to call people, young persons, to come out from the bush and come and join the army. But if we look at the logic behind this army, someone may say something contrary or different to what the governor passed on as a message to the people of the Congo. And this will be the point from where maybe I'll come back to start with my comment at the end of this program. We are moving to another page where yesterday around 12:30 in the city of Kinshasa, in the community group of Kitambo, Felix Chilobo, the president of the DRC, was moving from that area to go in the city town or in the part of the town called Gombe. And on his way, his vehicle was surrounded, or was accompanied, was escorted, if you want, with the army, plus two of those vehicles which are considered as an arms group, arms car, arms vehicle. And people were wondering, why does the president of the republic should move around with such heavy military armed vehicles? What could be the reason for this? And the reason might be one or another one. And the reason which could be there, possibly it was fear. Possibly it was something else. But people saw him just in the area and people were wondering, what is this? Is it because of this crash that took place in the eastern part of the country? That's why Tshisekedi started to move around with those armed vehicles accompanying him. Is it because there is something else, any other reason of fear that has made him, to have his security people to be extremely armed? to the point that the people started to get intimidated or to get fear, because they have never seen such an incident, such a thing happening in their country. So now people are like, okay, what has been happening? Why should we have, such a group of people surrounding the vehicle of the president and being well protected to this point? Some people say that this gave them fear, shock, and it was like, we don't understand anymore what has been happening. Because since it was said, by some media, by some people, that the crash that this Antonov 72 had was an attempt coup d'etat, but we don't know. Maybe that's why Tshisekedi has been protecting himself. Others say that no, it's normal for Tshisekedi to be surrounded and to be well protected. And of course, other people will say, he's the president of a country, no matter what happens, it will happen. And this is what will take me now through my last word, I should say, or my last part of this news, to talk now about my comments based on what this guy or this governor of North Kivu said, inviting young persons, the youth, to leave the bush, to live wherever they are in order to come back to the city, join the army, or to wait till they will be integrated into the army and serve the country so that peace can come back home. And my question is of knowing, peace in the eastern part of the Congo, is it a nightmare? Such a question that I ask myself. And possibly, yes, it is a nightmare for some people. Because so far, people don't see it coming. As I've just said, we see the President of the Republic driving around the city with big vehicles, military-style vehicles, with soldiers, well armed, taking him from one place to another one. This had never happened before. And if it did not happen before and it happens now, it means that there is something going on. But so far we don't know exactly the reasons for that. Or again, the reason is not clear to the population to see their president in such a condition, such a situation. There might be a reason. And I think that reason is fear. Being a human being, having the same nature as me and you, Tshisekedi also may have fear. Those who surround him may have fear. And they thought it would be good to take such vehicles with a number of soldiers who should protect him in order for him to be safe, which is a good thing. And no one will be against that, to see him being protected, because any single person has the right to be protected. Any single individual has the right to live, mentally sick or not, tall or short, white or black, blue or yellow. Every single person has the right to live. It's a human right. Any person has a right to be protected. That makes sense to me and to you and to many people. And I believe that Tshisekedi, being a human being, his life and my life are at the same level. His life and a mad person's life are at the same level. His life and someone who is extremely poor in the Congo Both of them are at the same level. If we compare Tshisekedi to those who cultivate the land, farmers, we are all the same. The organs that he has in his body, inside him, and the organs that I have in me, they are the same. The blood circulation system of mine and his are the same. If he has a kidney, I have a kidney. If he has an eye, I've got also an eye. If he has arms and hands, I've got also arms and hands. Meaning that naturally, we were created equally and we are the same. That's why we are all called human beings. And the same way that Tshisekedi is protected, the right that Tshisekedi has to be protected, that is a right also that all Congolese people should have to be protected as well. And who should protect the people of a country? It is the task of the government, the authorities. Those are the ones who should protect their people. The same way that Tshisekedi may be feared to be attacked, that is the same way also that every single Congolese people can have or has got the fear. And especially here I'm talking for those who live in the eastern part of the country, where fear continues to burn lives of people. And those people have been, victims of not tens, not hundreds, but thousands of attacks, day and night. They are victims of wars. They are victims of, sexual violation. They are victims of harassment. They are victims of any type of things that you may think might harm a human being. And these people are exposed to that type of life day and night. While the authorities, wherever they sit, they keep ignoring the cries of those people in the eastern part of the DRC. Because of atrocities, because of attacks, because of pressure coming from the enemy, these people started to think it will be better maybe to have something special for ourselves in order to defend our land, our people, and our lives. They shout for help to the government of the Congo, but the response was a big silence. And I'll go back a little bit. Who are those enemies? Because the governor of North Kivu, Kasivita, suggested that those who are called the Mai Mai should come, leave the forest, leave the bush, should come and join the army. That will help the process of peace. It's true that Mai Mai people did not exist before. They started to take actions that was at some stage later on, after they felt that aggression was coming from somewhere outside of their nation, outside of their country. It was in late 90s. That's when Laurent Désiré Kabila came to Congo and he overthrown Mobutu. When he walked in the Congo, he came with foreigners, armed forces from other countries. Among them, maybe there was Rwanda, among them Uganda, this is just history. Books have been written about the situation of the Congo. Books are there. History tells us, and many references are outside there. And Laurent Désiré Kabila walked in with those people to overthrow Mobutu. And we all believed that his coming was a salvation, a redemption, if you want, for the Congolese people. And people were even calling him the Redeemer, the Savior of the country. Till later on, people realized that those that we were calling saviors, redeemers, were the enemies of the country. Maybe Laurent Désiré Kabila had an agenda. Maybe in his diary he knew that, okay, I'm going to remove Mobutu from the power. Then I will start a new style of life, a new system of leading the country, and people will be happy. Maybe he came with the intention of becoming just famous or becoming rich. We don't know. But I'm sure that there were agreements between him and those people who accompanied him. And once they arrived, it appeared that the agenda of Laurent Désiré Kabila was somehow different to the agenda of the others. Because others came not only to withdraw Mobutu outside of the Congo, but to install themselves, to inhabitate in the Congo, to extract minerals of the Congo, to destabilize the country, to shake Congolese people. And they started to push people out of their land. They started to tell people they must leave their land. And if you resist, you die. And many people lost their lives, as you know. And those who left the country can testify it outside of the country. Those who are inside as well, they can testify it. Books also, historians have written a lot about this. And it was a matter of occupation. They wanted to occupy the country. Balkanization, somehow. And therefore, those young people, once they started to feel the pressure of being killed, of being exterminated, so that someone else can occupy their land, while they were shouting for help from the government, and the government did nothing, these people thought it would be good to have an auto-defense system. We should protect ourselves and we should protect our land. That's how the Mai Mai movement started. And they started to resist those armies, those aggressors, those intruders. And by resisting the intruders, then Kabila, Laurent Désiré Kabila was like, okay, so what next? What can we do? He had the time to talk to the Congolese people. And the Congolese people were like, we thought you were coming to save us, but we can discover that you are putting us in hell. Shame on you. That is when Laurent Désiré Kabila decided to tell those foreign troops to leave the DRC. Some of them left, others didn't leave. They refused to go. Short after that, he was murdered. Then after that, his son took the power, Joseph Kabila. Joseph Kabila, whom many people, or a good number of people, have been saying that Joseph Kabila is a Rwandan. So, if Rwanda was among those forces which have been aggressing Congo, and then their son was put at the head of this country, the Congo, should someone think really that Joseph Kabila would mind of what would happen or will take place in the Congo? Perhaps not. And I've read in books, I've read from different places, I've heard the stories where people are confirming that, yes, Joseph Kabila is a Rwandan. We don't know. Therefore, the job of Joseph Kabila somehow, according to some writers, according to some people who can talk, who have got that freedom of expression, they said, they wrote, that Joseph Kabila was just there in order to work for Rwanda, for the interests of Rwanda in the DRC. Then during his reign, the number of Rwandans continued to increase in the DRC. Specifically, or particularly, those of the Tutsi descendants. We can find them today in the army, we can find them in different institutions, we can find them at all levels, all departments of the government, and they occupy high ranks. People, the population has been not be happy with that. People have been standing against that. We don't want any more foreigners to rule us. But wherever you go, they are there. This is a reason how those that we call Mai-Mais started to stand up and fight to protect their land, to protect their women, to protect their sisters, because the aggressors used to come and kill, destroy, and loot. And those people are not protected at all. Now, my point to talk about the President Tshisekedi being given a very high security during his movement from Kitambo Magazin to Gombe is just to say, like, these people who are in the eastern part of the country, they need to be protected. They need the intervention of authorities. They need to feel like, we have got someone who has been looking after us. But that is not given to them. Instead, it's given only to some specific individuals who have been working maybe for the interest of those who put them there. And Tshisekedi, as you know, can be surrounded with 10 bodyguards, 600 soldiers, or even 1,000. He can be surrounded with, all type of those armed forces, vehicles. But when death comes or knocks on his door, none of those items or people will stop death to reach him. None. He can have, he can fly even, he can fly, and while he's flying with his airplane, he can have even, all those soldiers flying next to his plane protecting it, but when death comes, it comes. Only God can protect you and I. The supplier of the oxygen that he breathes, that I'm also breathing. Whenever he says, I shut it down, and that's it. You can be a president of a country, you can be a minister, you can be whoever you are, but your life, it's not in your hand, it's in someone's hands. So now, why to not care about your neighbor? While you and that neighbor, you are all the same. As I said before, mad people die, normal people die. Wise people die, stupid people die. Those who are fat die, those who are also slim die. Those who go to the gym die, those who don't go to the gym also die. Soldiers die, civilians also as well. They die as well. So we reach a point where when Tshisekedi became a president, the president of the Congo, agreements were made, as you may know. I've already said that in the past. And they signed those type of contract, deals, if you want. And those deals were signed for him to fulfill something for the interest of someone. And during those deals, normally, according to the laws that we can call today, maybe half natural, it's known that the head of the state is always be the boss of the army. But in the Congo, the head of the state passed on that power to the former president of the republic. So that department, that ministry, belongs now to Kabila. Kabila is the one who controls the army. So the army, maybe 90% of the army is in his hand. And Kabila now sends those soldiers, go and protect Tshisekedi. Are they really going to protect him? Yes or not? I don't know. Kabila is so kind. Maybe that was a way to say, look, to prove to the world, to show those people of the Congo that I love their new president. Let him give to me the army so that the army can be my privilege, can be, under my command, and I'll look after him. Those who protect him can easily become tomorrow those who will finish Chilombo. Those that Chilombo believes that they have been accompanying me wherever I go. Won't they be the one who tomorrow will accompany him to the grave? Furthermore, Kabila took his personal bodyguards, the one that he used to walk by his side. He gave them to Chilombo. And those same bodyguards are the one who have been walking by Tshisekedi. It's also possible that Kabila was just kind. And he said, because Chilombo was just a simple civilian guy who has no military training, who knows almost nothing about life of the army, who has never and ever have proper, between brackets, proper bodyguard, let me give to him my personal bodyguard to look after him, to prove to the world that I love this guy, I want him to be protected. This is one face of the coin. But on the other face of the coin, it can be like, those people will be there 24/7 to control him. If he goes to toilet, they know. If he goes outside, they know what he eats. They are there like an eye of Kabila looking at this man. Like, you are just our toy. Or maybe you are just someone that we should deal with in this way, in this path. We don't know. So now, after giving that ministry of the army to the former president, Tshisekedi passed by Bunia and he told Bunia, people of Bunia, I will bring peace here. Tshisekedi went to Bukavu, he said, because of peace, I'm ready to die so that peace can come back in the eastern part of the Congo. Remember, as people say and write, Kabila is a Rwandan. So the army of the Congo actually is in the hand of a Rwandan guy. And Rwanda, Uganda, among other countries, are those who have been aggressing the Congo. are those who have been looting from the Congo, are those who have been killing Congolese people, are those who have been there to destroy what we call peace in the country. And those young persons are standing against them in order to defend their land. That is why in the Haut Plateau, for instance, in the high hills, around Uvira, Minembwe, wars have been going on, what they call, inter-community wars have been taking place for some time now. And there, people can clearly see, black on white, it's not even something to hide. The army of Rwanda enter to Kivu, they cross the border, people will see them, they walk to those mountains. Whenever Rwanda has got an issue with its rebels, with any problem, I don't know, they will come to deliver their battle in the Congo. Congo has become the battlefield for Rwanda and Uganda. And in the Congo, actually, if you go and you'll find different people from different nationalities who are there as armed forces to come to fight, we don't know who. And all of that have made now young persons to stand up and tell the government of Congo, please intervene, come and help us. But the government pretend like the enemy are not those who are coming from outside to step in our country, but those who are children of the country who are trying to stop those enemies or to resist them. Those are the ones that Kasivita is calling to come out from wherever they are hiding themselves so that the fields can be free for the aggressors to occupy the land, to do whatever they want to do, and for them they will be given the chance to join the armed forces of the Congo, which I've just said, it is in the hand of Kabila. Kabila as a Rwandan, possibly that armed forces will get order from Rwanda. How are they going to protect their land? That's what I'm saying. Peace in the Congo, is it a nightmare? It sounds like our authorities are just dreaming, And when someone dreams, believes that, I'm somewhere there, something has been happening in that world of Lala dream. But after waking up, they realize that, okay, what I was thinking, it was just a dream, it wasn't a reality. And what they are doing actually to dream, thinking that the people of the Congo will believe, will accept that the enemy of the nation actually are those Mai people, are those people who are standing to protect their land, that's false. However, since the Mai movement has existed, there were also some other Mai movements which were created to serve the cause of those enemies, meaning that there are also Congolese who are corrupt. Instead of standing to fight for the right of their land, of their people, to protect their villages, they call themselves Mai, but they are protecting foreigners. They are working for those foreigners. They are participating in massacre, in killings, in rapes, and many other things. And they are letting down their own land, their own country. Those type of people exist. We don't deny that. But if I go back and look at during the time of Mobutu, although Mobutu had his weaknesses, although he wasn't perfect, but on some places like a peace, we couldn't say that Mobutu did so bad. By keeping the entire nation together, or by giving peace to all of us. He did so. Mobutu came into the power, and he made an effort to build his own army. And the army of Zaire was among the best armies on our continent, Africa. It was a strong army, very powerful. And in his army, he made sure, I don't know, maybe there were a few foreigners, but they were Zairians. I would say maybe 90% of the armed forces of Zaire were Zairois or Zairians. And those Zairians were fighting for the peace and stability for their country. And because the army was united, because he had only one army, because Mobutu has never gone outside of his country to ask other countries to come and join him in order to fight the enemy, maybe that, possibly that one, made Zaire to stay for a very long time as a big country. Because this politic of balkanization of Zaire or Congo didn't start yesterday. It has been there for a while. And Mobutu was aggressed by different countries. He was pressured. And they sent some people, you know, those type of secession, you know, a group will stand up against the government who want to remove Mobutu from the power and so on. They used to be financed by some countries, by some big leaders in order to withdraw Mobutu. But because of the army that Mobutu had, he conquered. Till later on, during his weakness time, during the time where he was completely down, then we know what happened, what took place. Again, Mobutu to win, it was not only the force, the Zairian force army, FARS at that time, but it was also the population. Every single day, Mobutu used to say that he wasn't a magician, and himself he could not lead the country. He needed people. He needed the population to be there to support him. Therefore, Mobutu from time to time will organize meetings where he will put astray governors, he will put astray ministers, he will put them far away, and he will sit down with the population to talk face to face with the people of the Congo. It doesn't matter what is your rank, it doesn't matter what is your level of life. And people used to tell him exactly what they thought, what they were experiencing, and for Mobutu it was now to take actions, listening to his own people. And we think Tshisekedi should do the same. Other leaders should do the same. Have the time to talk to your people directly. Not to meet with a governor, not to meet with the people who are, mayors, or want to meet with, those local authorities, and in their presence you call now 3, 4, 5 civilians, sit there, tell me what is your problem. Are they really going to talk? Because maybe what they will tell you, it will be against those who surround you. They may not talk. So the strength of any leader relies on the people. The people makes the leader. That's all. People make the leader. And if leaders doesn't care about people, then that leader doesn't have a long way to go. So therefore, Tshisekedi says that he'll do whatever he'll do. How is he going now to bring peace in eastern part of the country? The army that destroys the country, once again, are foreigners' armies, armed forces. And Tshisekedi wants to call Rwanda, Burundi, Uganda, Tanzania, and say, look, come and help me to build peace back home. Burundi pulled that from that meeting. I told you about that last time, a long time ago. And then, Rwanda, Uganda, Tanzania and Congo, they met and they discussed about how to bring back peace in the eastern part of Congo. While the country is somehow attacked by by Uganda and Rwanda. Rwanda and Uganda are cited, are among those who are pointed the finger at to be the enemies of that country, to be those who have been killing or destroying the country or looting the country. How can you go to the same person who have been doing wrong to you to ask you for advice to stop that wrongdoing? How can you go to your enemy who is fighting you to say again, let us team up so that we can fight the enemy? That is not possible. There is a sickness, a type of sickness in the Congo that is called Mbasu. It's a type of sickness, it's like witchcraft. If someone hates you, so they will pass it on to you. They will throw it to you. Then you may go back, or you may come back to those people and say, look, yeah, I've got this type of sickness. Can you heal me? They will treat you with their wizardry. Then you'll feel well. You'll feel better. You'll get healed. You pay them money. Then tomorrow they throw it again to you, so you can bring more money back to them. Every time they throw it to you, you'll come to seek for the healing at their home. And you become a source of providing. And this is what you have been experiencing in the Congo. Those who are aggressing us are the one again who have been called to come and help us to build peace. And Congo pay for all the expenses. Congo has to pay to cover their insurances and all of that, while Congolese people don't even have a food to eat. Our children cannot even go to school, although the government promised, school fees will be free, as the Constitution says. And as we are talking now, teachers start to strike because there is no pay. There is no pay. But money will go somewhere else. Someone will come and aggress us. They loot from our country. After looting, after aggressing us, we pay to them some money, come and help us. Then they pretend like peace is coming back. They leave again and so on. So Tshisekedi and all the authorities should stop those type of games. Continuing to tell the people of the Congo that the enemies of the Congo are Congolese themselves, not those foreigners. I don't disagree that some Congolese are working for them, with them also, but it's known that those people have been really harsh. They have been mean to the Congo and our country and our people. So, dear brothers and sisters, I have to stop there to say that really the dreams that people have been dreaming should stop now. Local authorities, people of the Congo have been dreaming about all the wrongdoing here and there and trying to prove to the locals that, it's not about our neighbors, it's not about other countries who have been doing wrong to you Congolese. It is your own children, your own people here. That's not really right. Truth should be said as truth. And I've seen on several occasions, many countries will say, including those big countries, America may say today, okay, we have been attacked by another country. They will cite that country. They will say it loudly. They will inform the world. Iran will say it. China will say it. Any other country around the world will clearly say it. We have been a victim of attacks of another country or another nation. Who has never heard about that? All of us, we have heard about that. But when it's a matter now for the authorities of the Congo to tell the truth, to tell people, okay, we have been attacked by other countries like Rwanda, like Uganda, it is like a taboo. You can't talk about that. You can't. Rather to say Congolese people are the one who have been killing other Congolese. Because those people, maybe they have a deal with those authorities. Please wake up now, come out from your deep sleep and think like a people of Congo, people who love Congo, people who love their country, people who love their nations, people who love their people. It's too much. It has been too much. We don't know where we are heading, but the truth will remain the truth. Politics exists, we don't deny that, but politics also has always what we call a balance. And balance sometimes should be there in order to defend also the right of your own people. May God bless the Congo. May God bless you. May God bless me. And we hope to talk again next time. If this is your first time to watch us, we will invite you to go to our website or again our YouTube channel, Leon Joleo. There you can subscribe. Don't also forget to click on the bell which is down there. Don't also forget to click on the sign, the thumb up, so that you can promote us and share our videos with friends and colleagues all over the world. Once again, thank you for your attention. Thank you for your time and hope to talk to you next time. Goodbye for now. It was the voice of Odon Bulamba.